All right, my friends, we are about to start our podcast. This is Gabriel the ProActivator, and today we have a lesson today, my friends. We have a lesson. Something that happened to me, I'm going to share with my audience. Something that we can all maybe learn from it. Because I definitely learned something. Imagine, maybe you don't have to imagine because maybe it already happened to you. Let's say you have a pet dog or any pet for that matter. For a long time, you had a 15-year-old pet with you that you've taken care over the years. You've bathed it, you fed it, you loved it, you walked it, and it's been your companion for many, many years. One day, somebody calls and tells you that, hey, your pet is gone. Your pet is gone. And that's it. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Okay. How will you feel? Well, I experienced something very similar, but not with a pet, but with a material item, a piece of furniture, my friends. Yes, can we have feelings for furnitures? Well, I'll tell you something. Today, I experienced a loss. You see, I have this desk that I bought with my wife when we became newlyweds nearly 18 years ago. And we looked at it many times. We went into Pottery Barns many times. We went online, looked at it. Eventually, we pulled the trigger and we paid a whopping $600 for this desk. Well, back then, that was pretty significant. Well, we've taken care of this desk. Everywhere we moved, this desk comes with us. It gets wrapped, and we take it to our new location. This desk was in a studio that I have at a church. I've had it there for, I will say, almost a year now. One day, I come in, and my desk is gone. Nobody called me. The desk was gone. The computer was still there. Everything was there except for the desk. They were doing some remodeling. They were cleaning house. The desk was gone. I called the person and I asked, hey, where is the desk? Maybe they moved it somewhere. Nope. It was given to the Salvation Army. I got to tell you guys, I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. My nice, beautiful wooden desk was gone. And there was nothing I could do about it. And I got to tell you, it hurt. Like if I had lost a pet. And I felt bad. I felt not good. And I have to tell you, I made a phone call to my wife. I walked her to, and she couldn't believe it. No. Can you find out what Salvation Armies we can go get it? I'm like, no, it's gone. But I caught myself, right? Because I don't like the fact that I was sentimentally attached to this material item. And I could have gone through the rabbit hole, but I didn't. I went in there for a little bit, but I stopped myself. And I'm like, forget it. I called back the person. I'm like, listen, don't worry about it. It is what it is. It was a misunderstanding. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But you know what bothered me the most is that it bothered me. I hate the fact that it bothered me. Why would this bother me? It's a piece of furniture. And I don't like that because it's a piece of furniture. And so the lesson is, well, I could have gone deeper into the rabbit's hole, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I caught myself before I continue into this emotional roller coaster, thinking about what happened and where it been, everything. And I stopped myself. I'm glad and thank God I had the awareness enough to catch myself. But in the past, in very similar things, I have not caught myself. I've allowed myself to go deep, deep, deep into the rabbit's hole and to feel sorry for myself. But I'm glad I didn't. As a matter of fact, I called the person. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's okay. It happens. It was an accident. I had to release the person of the guilt. I had to release myself of the attachment. I had to detach myself from those feelings because those feelings I am able to detach myself from those feelings. We can do that, folks. A lot of times, we don't. We choose to allow our feelings to dig deeper and deeper, and we start feeling sorry and sorry. We start replaying movies in our heads of things that we can't control. I can't control the fact that it already happened. So why am I going to continue feeling sorry for myself? Momentary disappointment? Yes. Move on. As quickly as that. Momentary disappointment, as soon as you find out, boom, move on. That's the way, and that's my friend. That, my friend, is a habit that we can integrate in our lives. Let's not be too attached to situations that we don't have any control of. Let's instead focus on the solutions instead of focusing on the problems. Focusing on the problems does not serve us. Focusing on the solution allows us to clear our minds and start seeking for a solution rather than dwelling on the problem. And that's part of leadership. It's part of being a leader, folks. Being able to move on. Make decisions. We can't change what happened. Then we make decisions. We move on. If we continue dwelling, that's not a good leader. A good leader does not dwell on the things that they can't control. A good leader acts. He does not react. I had to act. Did I react? I did for a little bit. Then I stopped myself. I can't continue going down this way. I have to move on. Made a few phone calls. Called my wife back. Called the gentleman back. Listen, let's move on. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Okay? I mentally detached myself and just let it go. As I was talking to him, I'm like, hey, listen, bro, I'm already getting over it, bro. All right? Yes, it was disappointed, but I'm already good. Let's move on. And I did, right? I moved on. And although this happened a couple of hours ago, I'm good. As a matter of fact, I'm speaking about it right now because I'm releasing it. So with that said, my friends, I just have to tell you that leadership, it's something that we practice. It's something that we decide on being. Even if you're a leader of your home, or if you lead at work, or if you lead a big company, it's a choice that you make. It's something that you become. And when you become that person, then it becomes easy to be able to navigate all the scenarios that life throws at you. Because make no mistake, life is going to throw you different scenarios, like the one I experienced today. But it's up to us to act and not react. A lot of people fall into the reaction mode. I know, because it happens to me. That's our nature. But we can change that nature. And I personally am in my way on changing that nature into becoming the leader that I was meant to be by acting. So today I had to make an executive decision to act instead of react. To move on, look for the solution instead of dwelling on the problem. Because dwelling on the problem is what feels comfortable. Why did I call my wife and tell her? Because I wanted her to experience it with me. And you know what? She did. I wanted her to experience, I wanted to get validated that my feelings were valid. I did that. And you know what? I got it. When I called her, the tone of voice, the things that I said to her were strategically positioned so that she can feel the same way that I was feeling, and I knocked it out of the park. She felt the same way. I could have been differently. As a matter of fact, when I called her back, it was different. It was a totally different tone because I shifted. I had to shift. Because I am on my way to becoming a state-of-the-art leader. And state-of-the-art leaders, they don't dwell on problems. They act on solutions. And if I want to give myself, or not give myself, but if I want to, I would say, earned the state-of-the-art leader label, this is the person that I need to become. The person who acts on solutions and doesn't dwell on problems. I called my wife back and I said to her, don't worry about it, babe. It's all good. We'll get another one. Don't worry about it. I already talked to this guy and we're good. We're good. I'm going to go work out of this place. Boom. I'm going to record my stuff and I'm still going to, we're good. Right? Oh, okay. All right, babe. You know? So everything, so I had to disconnect myself from those feelings in order for me to move on. And I had to undo everything that I did just a few minutes earlier. I called the gentleman and I told him, listen, bro, don't worry about it, man. Things happen. I'm already getting over it. It's some materialistic stuff, bro. Don't worry about it. I didn't want the guy to feel bad. It was a mistake. I'm sure. I know that if he would have known that that was my desk, they would have never given it away. I know that. So it was easy for me to let it go once I came to that realization of let it go. You know what it reminds me of? How Christ prayed for those who were actually cheering for him to be crucified. He was praying for them. He was saying, God, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. The very same people who were asking for his demise, he was praying for them. Because he knew that if those people really understood what they were doing, they wouldn't do it. That's why it was easy for him to forgive them. Guess what? This, in a very obviously different scale, it was easy for me to forgive the guy because he genuinely didn't know that it was my desk that they were giving away. Or he wouldn't have done it. I believe that. So my friends, there's a lot of lessons here. A proactivator is somebody who acts on solutions and it doesn't dwell on problems. Because dwelling on problems doesn't serve us. But seeking for solution is what makes us different. A proactivator seeks for solutions. As soon as a problem is in front of him or her, immediately, solution. They don't even spend a moment on the dwelling process. Because even a moment is a waste of time. That moment is important. That moment could have been used on seeking for a solution. So a proactivator seeks for solutions as soon as the problem presents itself. And that is how they are wired. Am I there yet? Nah. Well, today showed that I wasn't there. Am I close? I believe I am. Closer than I used to be. I'm closer to where I used to be when I used to dwell on the problems for a long time. I'm not there anymore. Thank God. We are progressing. And that is the ProActivators DNA. We make progress. In each area of our lives, we make progress. So I believe that I am making progress, at least in that one area, because it's not the first time that I've had sad situations happen for me this year. I lost a big client earlier this year that it was a pretty decent chunk of my income. And I lost the client. I lost 75% of that client. There was a small part that he still continued using my services, but it was nevertheless a pretty chunk of an income. And you know what? I did not allow that to move me inside. I stayed centered. I had to. I had to keep my mind clear. I was able to do it. That's progress. In another instance, I would have been, I don't know. I mean, I do know. I have a hard time expressing on the way that I would be acting. I would have been worried. I would have been thinking about it 24/7. I would have fear in how I'm going to pay certain bills. I would have just not have peace. I would have let my joy be taken away by this news. I mean, those are certain things that I would have allowed at one point in my life. But since I had already that ProActivators mentality, I didn't allow any of those things to enter into my heart, my mind, or my spirit. I put a stop to it. Nah. You're not coming into my house. This is my house, and I tell you what is coming in and what is not coming in. And I believe I share with you guys this. This is not the first time that I share with you guys this. I also share with you guys how the whole Charlie Kirk situation could have gotten to me, but I couldn't allow it. I think I spoke to this not too long ago. I didn't allow it to get to me, but it had a big opportunity, and I believe that it did get to a lot of people. They're dwelling on the lost. They're dwelling on the lost, and it's unfortunate because it creates negative feelings towards an opposition. They make somebody else the enemy, and then it just stirs up hatred when they dwell on the situation. And I couldn't get myself to do that. I appreciate what Charlie Kirk did for us, the message he carried, the life he lived. Too much. So I honor him by not dwelling on the situation that happened. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I know that's not easy for his family to do. His personal family, his kids, his wife, his dad, his mom, brothers and sisters, whoever. It's not easy for them, obviously, to do that. Because there were obviously personal relationship. As an outsider, I appreciate what he did for us. And I could have allowed myself to go into the rabbit hole, watch a bunch of videos, watch the news, see what they're saying, what are they saying, what are the comments. How is that going to serve me? Nothing is not going to serve me. So what do? I continue growing. I continue growing because that's what Charlie Kirk would have liked. Pray for the man. I know he's in heaven. I don't think the man would want me to dwell and sink myself into a never-ending rabbit hole of news to stir me up inside and create a negative reaction in my heart. No, not going to allow it. So yes, my friends, it's not going to happen. I continue to grow as a ProActivator, progressing little by little. And that's what I would want for you as well, to progress in your life in every area and have higher standards. And when you reach a standard, move even farther. There is another standard of growth that you can do in that one specific area. Don't ever stop. we don't stop progressing. We continue moving forward. Always. It becomes a habit of moving forward. Never turning back. Never resting. You don't rest. When you rest, you drift. And you start making excuses. Oh, I've already arrived. I'm good in this area. Oh, I'm good in that area. I can take a break. No. Once you do that, you start moving backwards. Slowly but surely. It happens gradually. It sneaks up on you. So you have to be careful that you don't fall in the trap of drifting. Always be pushing forward. It becomes a habit. It's who you are. Doesn't matter how old you are. There's always another level. There's always something else. In your faith, in your family, in your finances, in your fitness, in your focus, and in fulfillment. There's always another level. All right, my friends, this is all for today. This is Gabriel, the ProActivator. I want you to subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't done so already. And look, there's working on the book, Unleash the ProActivator. And it's going to be coming by the end of the year, my friends. So wait for it. It's going to come and it's going to be good. With that said, take care and God bless you. Bye-bye.